G'day folks, just dropped a little bit of feed in for the fish and yeah, decided to film it and popped a couple of lights above the tank, so they're not really hitting it as energetically as they normally would. But yeah, this clip is just catching you up on a couple of points with the aquaponics system and a bit of news. As you can see, I've done some tests here. I did have some people concerned that my little filter system wasn't working too well. Basically it was collecting a lot of solids underneath the matting and that sort of thing. And as you can see, I have changed out the top filter material. I was using this foam, but as you can see, it's very hard to clean. Don't tell Bianca, even though she's sitting above me on the deck, but I popped these in the washing machine and still couldn't get all the solids out of this spongy foam filter material. So I've swapped it for a coarser grade one. This is actually a floor scrubbing pad. And it's basically the same material as you'll find, I think it's called the Japanese aquarium filter material, same sort of thing. Very, fairly tightly woven mesh. There's two different grades in there. So I'm just using that to collect the solids and hose it off. I used something similar with the old fish farm system when I had a couple of mats of this, basically set up the same way but in a standalone filter to collect the fine solids before water went down into the biofilter material below. Someone else actually inquired about the solids being collected in there. I'll just turn this siphon off so we can hear ourselves think here. I just thought I'd give you a bit of a look at the material below here as well. I'll just bypass this flow to make it a bit easier. I had someone say that they were concerned that we were going to end up with a lot of solids building up below here. So I'll just pull this matting out and give you a bit of a gander. So this is the media underneath, and as you can see, there is a little bit of solids coming through here, and I knew that was going to happen. Some of that may have even washed off some of the older media that went in here to start this off as it was hydrated. So yeah, we're not collecting a great load of solids down in here, and the plan always was to give this a bit of a rinse out every couple of months anyway. Which is something I did with the old aqua farm, the aquaculture system as well. So I'll just pop all these back in here, and I'll just turn that bypass back off so the water will slowly fill up in here and then run through there again. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the way it's going. The other issue someone said that they thought we might have is not enough biofiltration in that little drum. Therefore, contaminated water, calm down fellas, would be going back into the fish tank over there. And I've just done some tests, and you can probably see we do have nitrate in the system. We have trace ammonia, which is normal, and that blue one in the middle is the nitrite, and we have none of that coming back through to the fish. So as far as I'm concerned, this little Trickle / biofilter is working really well. Let's put this bell back on the siphon. And talking of siphons, I did mention I was going to do a troubleshooting clip for bell siphons for the folks who use them. So that is still in the works. I didn't get around to shooting it this week. I'll just bring you around to this bed. I was also going to explain this little snorkel siphon here that I made up just to muck around with high flow bell siphons and that sort of thing. Rob Torsolini over at Bigelow Brook Farm, he has a great clip on his little 3D printed one, so I'll pop a link down in the description over there. It'd be great if you could go over and suss out Rob's channel. He's got some great aquaponic clips there, but that's something I will be showing in a clip along with tweaking bell siphons. But I'll also be doing another clip showing different styles of siphons. I've been using this little U siphon for the last day or so. Just try and take the whole unit out here. It's a bit of an effort to get it out. It's a bit of a tight squeeze in there, but that's basically what it looks like. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It does the job. So what I thought I'd do is after I do the tweaking the bell siphon clip, I might come back and do a clip by itself just looking at different siphons, because there's other ones you can use as well, both loop and T siphons. I haven't used either of them or this one until this week. So yeah, I'll include a bit of a look at them in an upcoming clip. Just so people can have some sort of an understanding between the different types of siphons you can use. And no, I'm not a prejudiced person. I don't care if you go T, loop or bell. I just find bells easy to use, so that's why I use them. I will tell you though, but because this one is such a tight fit, because I'm sort of retrofitting it to the system I've got, it can be a bit of a pain to set back up. I've got to do it in two pieces. So we'll get this sorted out. There we go. Yeah. So Yeah, pretty happy with the way it's gone, as I said. Also mentioned in my last clip I was having nutrient issues with what we think is magnesium. I have noticed a decline in intraveinal chlorosis. I've also, haven't been mending the system with any more potassium or magnesium, but I have organised a water test and that will be sent off on Monday, so it's not sitting in the post over the weekend. So hopefully I'll have the results soon. Just let you folks know what sort of nutrients we actually do have floating around in the system here and how I can try and fix the magnesium issue if it doesn't correct itself. I just noticed I got some holes on my leaves down here. Caterpillar, little baby one. So, and there's another one down in there. So I really do need to do a bit of a spray with the BT, but as you can see we've had a bit of rain here, so might wait until tomorrow. I'm supposed to get a few more showers today. But yeah, just a little bit of a quick update on the aquaponics. I'll give you a bit of a look at these guys. They've taken off over the last week since you last saw them. Give you a bit of an update on the mushrooms, hey? Just in our little messy storage area inside here, we have some paper pellet based Queensland white oyster mushroom fruiting bags. So it's just a recycled paper pellet, and I've inoculated it with some grain spawn that contains some Queensland white oyster mushrooms, and they were done a couple of weeks ago on the 28th of the 7th, and I dare say in a week or so time we'll start to see small pins on them. Just a quick little update on the mushrooms. I appear to have jumped the gun a bit because we had some action overnight with them. So I ended up bringing the mushrooms upstairs. As you can probably make out through the plastic there, we had some eruptions overnight. So we've set them up in our little, it's a little seedling tent, and you can probably see a little bit of fogging action in the background there. We have a little reptile fogger in there to try and keep the humidity up, and we've also got a little sensor in there so we know what humidity level we're sitting at. And as you can see there, it's 18 degrees outside and 46% humidity, and it's 17 degrees and 78% humidity inside. Now what we've done is we've hooked it up to a little timer down here, and so it runs for 15 minutes on, 30 minutes off, and we're just going to see if we can try to maintain an 80% humidity in there, just to give the mushrooms the best chance at fully developing and creating nice big fruiting bodies for us. I will open it up though and just give you a bit of a quick gander. They're the 4 bags that you saw downstairs just before, and these bags down the bottom here are some stem buck culture bags. So they're basically paper pellets with some bits of oyster mushrooms that we didn't use in cooking, sliced up and popped in there, and they've already created a flush of fruit for us, and they're just in there trying to get another flush of fruit for us now. So we'll just open it up and pop in and give you a bit of a closer look at what these little fruiting bodies look like. So there's just a small little pin on that one there, and over the back there we have some quite monstrous mounds of pins, and the same on the ones over in the back corner there, and only a small little section of pinning down there. Now I actually cut away the plastic around those big clusters because it was pushing up against the inside on the small little cuts that I made, so I figured I should give them the best opportunity by making the holes in the plastic a little bit larger. So yeah, there's also a little bit of an update on the bucket mushrooms right at the end of the clip for you folks who want to stick around. And over here I've got a couple of buckets I've been experimenting with, just basically 15 litre buckets with some 10 mil, or what's that, just under ½ an inch holes drilled in it, and there's 5 on 2 sides, and just covered with some of the micropore tape just to stop any bacteria going in and out. Inside the buckets I have 2 different substrates. This one here is a wood chip that Stephen brought around. Thank you very much, Stephen and family, for doing that for us. I soaked it overnight in some water that contained calcium hydroxide, and I just topped that up with more solution as the chip soaked up the water, drained it out, and then just started to layer in bits of the grain spawn on top of layers of the wood chip. And in this one here, the next day I did exactly the same thing. Soaked some sugarcane mulch overnight and some calcium hydroxide solution, and then the following day, after it had drained out nicely, I did the same thing, layers of the sugarcane mulch with some of the grain spawn on that all the way to the top. What I thought I'd do is be silly, even though I shouldn't, and I'll open up the sugarcane mulch one, and we'll see if we can see any of the little mycelia start to grow towards the top. So this is the first time I've done this, and I am quite prepared for it not to work too well. So I've just cracked the top, and we'll have a first peek together, and well, there's nothing there as of yet. So I could go digging around down in there, but I don't think I will, because I don't want to really disturb the mycelia if I can, and I also don't want to put any pathogens in there. Just had to look at the date. Oh, we're only at the 8th, so it's only been 4 days. So yeah, we might come back and have a look at that probably in a week's time, and I'll post a picture to our YouTube community tab if you want to check that out, if we have any growth of the mycelia up there. So the fish polished off the feed while we were inside, so I just popped in a little bit more just to fill them up, and yeah, I'll remove anything from the system that remains, because you don't really want it festering and contaminating the water. So don't forget, I will be posting a clip on what I find out with the nutrient deficiency in the system. I'm not going to let you know who I'm using as of yet, mainly because I may not have a good experience, and I don't want to recommend someone just yet I don't have a good experience with. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Just hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon once it appears, and hopefully YouTube will send you a notification when that happens. And likewise, when I post the clips on the tweaking the bell siphons and the comparison between the other different siphon systems, there'll be clips coming down the road as well. A massive thanks to all you folks who are coming along and supporting the clips just by watching them and thumbing them up and sharing them with your family and friends. I hope you've learnt a thing or two from them. And a big thanks also to you folks supporting us through the YouTube membership program, and also the Farm Your Own Yard supporters page. There'll be a link popping up at the end here if you want to suss out what those pages are all about. So I suppose I should pretty much all leave it there. Thanks again for coming and checking out the clips, and I hope your gardens are booming, and I will catch you next week. Cheers all, have a top one. Just a bit of a bonus for you folks who stick around right to the end. It looks like the woodchip bucket is going great guns. So you can see we have loads of nice healthy mycelia growth down in there. Very chuffed indeed. Until next clip folks, have a good one.